time of evil deeds, Bart.
That's gonna get me demonetized, but I don't care. I don't monetize these videos. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever the case may be. Welcome to Cross Examinations. I'm your host, Mike Miller, and we're gonna talk a little bit about hell today. Why the hell not? Sure as hell can't talk about hell without saying the word hell, can I? Actually, that was the video I was looking for Bart, but I couldn't find it. So that's what I was left with. Anyways, how's everybody doing today? Let's see. I'm streaming. Okay, that's all good. Well and good. Let's go to my channel. Oh, actually, okay. Let's go to my channel. See who all is hanging out with me today. Popping up the chat. Let me see if this chat is streaming. I can barely hear you. Oh! You know what would help is if I had a microphone in my face instead of 3.5, 4 feet away. Okay, sorry. Barely. Sorry. So most of you are not coming in. You didn't see. I had a little Simpsons opener. I can't keep doing it because so this is the scene I was doing. Actually, I can maybe if I mute it, I can play it, and they won't strike me. Maybe. I don't know. You know how it is with YouTube. But yeah, I don't want to take the chance. All right, let me scrunch this down to a reasonable size, and then blow it up here, and then we can actually talk about some hell today. What the hell? Have I ever braided my hair? I haven't personally. Well, I've braided parts of it, but my daughter has braided it, yes. Hey, Mike, I got suspended off of D Live. Why? Why is that? That seems a bit much. Alright, let me jump in. Let me jump into yesterday's show and say what everyone had to say about pot versus the church. So I guess my church actually has been talking to that other church for a bit, so hopefully something good will come of that. Why am I locked up? Am I locked up to you guys, or? I'll just go on as if I am not. Chuckster of Love says pot is greater than religion. Perhaps, but pot is not greater than Jesus Christ. Oh, okay. Somehow or another I hit the pause button. Darn it! And now I lost where I was. All right. Okay, it pauses the screen whenever I go to read a thing. Okay. Yeah. Religion, man's attempt to get to God. Jesus Christ, God's attempt to get to man. So, pot may be greater than religion. You never know. But religion, a relationship with God is far greater than, well, anything, actually. Alright, oh, shoot, I forgot to brush my hair today. Sorry, I just got up. I had to take my daughter to school early, and I did not have enough sleep, so I just came back and I crashed back in bed. Anyways, Liam says, Lilith is from Judaism. What I've always found very interesting about her story is that if you go right back and read her original descriptions, she looked like a Bigfoot. So I've always kind of thought it would be amusing if the patty footage, was just Lilith rocking around forever, cursed to walk the earth and never die. But the last bit is just my little fan fiction. Her looking like a 12-foot tall woman covered head to toe in hair is completely true and really makes it to the modern myth rarely makes it to the modern myth because she was adopted as a symbol of female power. And even feminists want their heroes to be beautiful and desirable women. Well, they used to, Liam. They used to. Now they want people like Hillary Clinton and what's that girl from HBO? I don't want to bash how horrible so many leftist women look, but I don't think looking beautiful and feminine is in the cards anymore for the far left or for feminism. I think it's all downhill from here. That Simpsons hell looks like Bosch's Garden of Earthly Delights. Have you ever had a top knot? When I was first growing out my hair, when I was like 16 years old, I would tie it like as soon as it was long enough to get into a ponytail. The ponytail was higher, and then it like just kind of went lower as my hair grew out. I don't know if you can really call that a top knot, but I didn't do the garbage bag thing where you put your knot on the top of your hair, top of your head. I think that just looks stupid. If you play the Simpsons video, it should be covered under fair use. For purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research, fair use is permitted by a copyright statute that otherwise may be infringing. Yeah, but Facebook sucks. So Facebook likes to hit people for copyrights, and then you have to go fight the whole copyright thing in order to get it to be sometimes in order to get your channel back. So ridiculous. So I don't want to mess with the Facebook wardens. I'm just gonna go ahead and stick to what we're doing here. So let's chat for a little bit, and then we'll just get into this. We're just gonna do a word study on hell today. Hell. Hell. YouTube sucks, you mean? Yes. The Simpsons are owned by Disney now? Oh, God, I've been watching The Simpsons since they were on the Tracy Ullman show. I haven't watched the last few years, but face look. Let's say hi to everybody. 35 here now, 14 likes. I get tired of saying it. Actually, I didn't do it myself again. Once again, hit that like, hit that share, tweet this out, Facebook this out, whatever you like to do to share your social experience. David Murdoch, hello, in and liked. Elric Huga, General Devereaux, Haggis Moose. Hey there, David Murdoch. Again, Jay Hamilton, Dater Chip, Lane Lease. Can't hear you. Yes, you can hear me now. Black Wolf, Matt V, Thomas Dagroon, Xgal. Hi, all I the Simpsons. Hi, all I the Simpsons. Huh? Uriah, Custom Elvis, WK. What the hello? All right. And everybody else who may have come in after that, I forget who I've already said, so I'm not going to keep repeating myself. Let me grab copy link to share. I'm going to throw this out in case Elliot gets home in time to join. If you get home in time. Bing, pow. All right. Where did I put hell? Oh my gosh, did you guys just read my chat? Let's see what it came in. Did it say anything? Woohoo, I figured it out. 25 early birds. Okay, that was nothing important. Nothing of import was said in the private chat, so it doesn't matter. Not like that. Dang. Why is this Mac always giving me a hard time? Alright. Close. And back to the chat. We saw that. That's okay. You want me to read it to you? It was really nothing important. But okay. So for Indiegogos, when you open up an Indiegogo, I guess you have to have your own account there. But when you open Indiegogo up in your name, and then you open up somebody else's Indiegogo, you get your own little ID with your link. So if you copy that link and share it, then they can see that as a referral. I didn't know that. The other day when I was promoting Elliot here, I just had the generic link to his page, and he made like a couple $1,000s or something like that, and it didn't show that I had any referrals. And I'm like, oh man, what the heck? So I figured it out, and then I sent out an email blast and with the proper link. So I just want to know how much I'm helping the guy, you know. I have my Bible Works program running to assist in the study. Right on, David. All right. Aaron says, strange how happiness, or a true one, if ever there is one, is unachievable. If ever there is one, is unachievable, but suffering and misery is so easy. Hell is a bottomless pit. Just when you think you can't possibly hurt more, you can. Yeah, I mean, you can think of it in scientific terms. You could think of it sort of as entropy, right? Everything leads towards disorder unless you put thought, will, and action into pushing it towards order. And order you can think of in some way as heaven, and then disorder as hell. And I know it's metaphorical, but very much you're right, Aaron. Very wise, young Aaron. Actually, I don't even know how old you are. But yeah, you have to put a lot of time and effort and will into maintaining a good, happy, healthy life, whereas it is just so easy to just let yourself go and be unhappy, unhealthy, and miserable, right? There's probably a deeper message there. Aaron, you may have unlocked something. Good, orderly direction. Hey. I am 18 backers away from reaching the number of backers of Heart of the Hero. Let's check it out. I don't think I've gotten any backers recently, but $23.94. No, still there. I need to figure out some new way to promote. Oh, let's check out Doomkicker though. Doomkicker is kicking. I think the link is in the description, but again, it's the generic link. Why do I should probably put the real link in there. But look at that. He's sold over 25 of those early bird specials. Boo! Yep. Very nice. Yeah, I was looking for a topic today. Brother, abortion is just everywhere all the time. I know we got to fight the good fight, right? But every day it gets draining. Now Disney is saying it doesn't want to film in Georgia over the abortion law. Disney, the company that's entire history is built upon kids. I can't even. Archbishop warns that Christianity in Iraq is close to extinction. Okay. Part of the reason is because we took out Saddam Hussein. As much of a monster as Saddam Hussein may have been, Saddam Hussein kept his heel on the neck of the Muslim fundamentalists who were slaughtering Christians. So, yeah, there's a huge Iraqi Coptic Christian community here in San Diego, in this general area I live in. And so, yeah, I think a lot of the Iraqi Christians live here now. God bless them. They got out of the, that nightmare. But yeah, that move, as far as Christians was concerned, was very, very detrimental to Iraqi Christians. Abortion is going to be a factor in the upcoming elections. Abortion and immigration. Huge, says Force Ghost. Most of these groups don't do business in those states to begin with. Yeah, but I think they're talking about filming, I don't know what they might film. I don't know what Disney films anywhere. I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff. But what's up, Andre? When was the last time any film was made in Georgia, let alone a Disney one? Well, Walking Dead is filmed in Georgia. I don't know who owns that. AMC? I don't know who owns AMC. I feel like Disney owns everything secretly. So have to say also that your pinpointed tweet about Soul of DS takes you to Soul of the Soldier. Oh, takes you to the Malin's cover update on update section of the Indiegogo campaign, not to the story or last update. Oh, okay. More stuff. Part of Endgame was filmed in Georgia. David Rogers, King James Version sometimes uses hell in the Old Testament to translate the Hebrew word Sheol. That may convey the wrong concept. Sheol is a general place of the dead in the Old Testament, not a particular region, only for the wicked. What is the Greek word? There's Sheol and there's Gehenna. Is there another word translated into hell? And there's Abraham's bosom, which, let's not get into the whole bosom discussion, but yeah. Georgia gets a lot of film work. Atlanta is Eastern Hollywood. The Eastern Hollywood. Haha. Hades. Hades would be Greek. Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. Let's pippity pop over there and see. So, first mention of hell, which is probably Sheol. For a fire, Deuteronomy 32:22. Hike. For a fire is kindled in mine anger, and shall burn unto the lowest hell, and shall consume the earth with her increase, and set on fire the foundations of the mountains. You know what? Let's do this in Blue Letter Bible instead. Blue Letter Bible. Searching for hell. There it is. That way I can get to the interlinear. I can get to the words. Yep, Sheol. And what does Sheol mean? What the heck? Continue. Sheol. Outline of biblical usage. Sheol, underworld, grave, hell, pit, the underworld. Sheol, the OT designation for the abode of the dead. Place of no return, without praise of God, wicked, sent there for punishment, righteous, not abandoned to it, the place of exile, of extreme degradation, of sin. Sheol, Strong's definition, Hades, or the world of the dead, as if a subterranean retreat including its accessories and inmates, grave, hell, pit. Hebrew Chaldean lexicon calls it a subterranean place full of thick darkness, in which the shades of the dead are gathered together, and to which are attributed both valleys and gates. Hell, purgatory, I think that I have lighted on the true etymology of the word, for I have no doubt that is a hollow and subterranean place, just as German Holle is of the same origin, hole, and Latin Esilum? Coelum. No kidding. Oh, that's crazy. Coelum is also the name for a sculptor's wedge, but Coelum is also the name of a studio I used to belong to. Coelum Studios. Is from the Greek kios, hole, hollow. It is commonly derived from the idea of asking, from its asking for, demanding all, without distinction, hence orcas rapax. Okay, that last part, I don't see the connection. But yeah. Okay, so that is the outline of biblical usage and Strong's definition and lexicon definition. So it's a lot of stuff packed into one word. Dilly. The English, David says, the English New Testament usage for hell is a rendering of Gehenna, a metaphor derived from the valley of Hinnom. So Gehenna, right? Gehenna is a place where they burned all the trash outside of Jerusalem. No? Yes? No? Ow. Sheol would make a good villain last name. Sheol. How about Selim? Now that I know Selim has another meaning. Holy. Alright, so back to, actually, let's go to the New Testament. Sorry, I don't mean to jump around this much, but let's go to the New Testament. But I shall go under the line which is shown in Israel. Did I lose something here? I feel like I lost Psalm 160. Okay. Here we go. All right, so let's go to the, let's go to the last usage of hell in the Bible and see what the understanding from the Greek. Come on. So more not found or written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. What the heck? Did I miss something? What the heck? Oh, and death and hell were cast in the lake of fire. Sorry, and death and hell. Death and hell. Hades. Most people probably understand what Hades is from the Greek. Name, Hades or Pluto, the god of the lower regions. Orcus, in the netherworld, the realm of the dead. Later use of the word, the grave, death, hell. Strong's definition. Hades. From G1. What is G1? And G. Properly unseen, Hades, or the place, state of departed souls. Grave, hell. Greek lexicon. An older ion? Is that how you pronounce that? Ions? Which Homer uses, and this from a primitive and adjective. Not to be seen in the classics. A proper name. Hades, Pluto, god of the lower regions, so in Homer always. 2, an appellative. Orcus, the netherworld. The realm of the dead. In the Septuagint, the Hebrew, it's in Hebrew, is almost always rendered by this word. Once denotes, therefore, in biblical Greek, Orcus, the infernal regions, a dark and dismal place in the very depths of the earth. All right, I'm gonna go over here. The sorrows of hell compassed me about, and the snares of death prevented me. Wow, that sounds like of hell. No, that's Sheol too. Which is pronounced she-owl. 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 Interesting. Orcus. David Rogers says in 2 Peter 2:4, the phrase cast into hell from the verb tartaro, to cast into Tartarus, a region of punishment in the general grave in both Greek mythology and intermediate Judaism. Hell is a place that didn't exist in Judeo-Christian mythology until well after 100 CE. Sheol wasn't so much an afterlife as it was another word for the grave and not a place like Hades. David Rogers says there's no solid evidence of the Valley of Hinnom as a trash dump. It was a place where they sacrificed children in the Old Testament. Really? The metaphor developed with it being a place of odious rejection of God. Yeah, hell as a place that didn't exist. I don't think I agree with that. I know modern Jews reject, I mean, a lot of them reject heaven too. But they reject the afterlife, which is why they kind of always seem to me more along the lines of, and I know this is wrong historically, but it just seems like the way many modern Jews believe. It really seems more along the way the Sadducees are described in the New Testament. Whereas the Pharisees believed in the resurrection, they believed in heaven, they believed in hell, they believed in spiritual afterlife. But I talk to a lot of Jews today who they're just like, no, heaven. Ooh, heaven is a place on earth. So they feel like their mission is to make earth into heaven. But, well, God did blind the Jews. It's true. It's true. All right. I don't need that email right now. Jews would have been seen as the metaphor as conveying the extreme rejection of relationship to God. But yeah, let's go back to the first 2 Samuel. The sorrows of hell compassed me about, the snares of death prevented me. It is high as heaven. What canst thou do? Deeper than hell. What canst thou know? All right, the simple fact, I think the simple fact that high as heaven and deep as hell makes this, all right, deeper. What is deeper? Deep things, deep, mysterious, unsearchable. So we're making a direct contradictory comparison here, right? High as heaven, as high, goba, which is height, exaltation, grandeur, haughtiness, or deep as hell. So they are, the hell is a place that didn't exist until after 100 CE. Sheol wasn't so much an afterlife as a word for the grave. This is literally the oldest book in the Bible, Job, and it is making this direct, what is the word? Contrast between the height of heaven and the depths of hell. Right? So I don't think this modern take on, oh, hell didn't exist in... No, I don't buy that. I don't think that is a valid argument. Hell is naked before him, and destruction hath no covering. The wicked shall be turned to hell, and all the nations that forget God turned into hell. Into, as in going into. Let me make sure that's in there. Psalm 7. Into hell. Oh, it's just Sheol. So, okay, they don't have the actual into. Just turned to hell. For thou wilt not leave my soul in hell. in hell. Neither wilt thou suffer thine Holy One to see corruption. Okay, this is a prophecy of Christ. So, this is, according to Christian doctrine, Job was something like 1500 BC, right? Let me do it over here. I don't know. Somebody else Google that for me. When was Job written? But it is the oldest book in the Bible. And uses hell as a literal place or a comparative place to heaven. Maybe a spiritual place. Who knows? But yeah, for thou shalt not leave my soul in hell. Thou wilt not leave my soul in hell. Neither wilt thou suffer thine Holy One to see corruption. Which means, was that after 3 days, the body starts to become corrupt. So it was 3 days, Christ was resurrected. And yeah, I mean, according to the scripture, Christ did go to hell to pay the price for our sins. But his soul did not remain there. His heavenly punishment was not. I mean, his earthly punishment. I don't know. That's a weird thing. So he does say it is finished. His earthly punishment was finished. I think Christian doctrine is that he goes to hell, whether it's hell or just Abraham's bosom, or I don't know. I'd have to look more into that one. If somebody has some more insight into that, please do come on in with it. They say in heaven that love comes first. Right. 2100 to 1800 BC, Book of Job. Heights of heaven to the depths of the grave. Oh, David, are you one of these no such thing as hell people? You're not, are you? Sheol, the depths of hell. Are we going to go back to that one? Job. As high as heaven and deeper than hell. I mean, if you're comparing the height of heaven, which is unreachable, to 6 feet under the ground, that's not a whole lot of comparison.
Michael.
Yes, sir.
Are you almost done? Am I too late?
No. I don't know how far I am. Let me see. I could check.
It's been about. It was.
We're halfway. 20... We're halfway through. We're good.
Okay.
We're talking about hell, Elliot.
Oh, what the hell's going on around
here? Sure as hell can't talk about hell without saying the word hell, can we?
Well, got to. You got to.
That's right.
Kind of a necessary element.
All right. Let me pop your little thing up here so at least so people know that you're here.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that too. I'm gonna share your thing. How you doing, brother? You doing good?
I'm doing well.
Very good. All right.
Yeah. All right. Up. And transition. All right. Yeah, so we're going through the usages of hell in the Bible. We've got some people in the chat who seem to think hell that hell is a later invention. Matt V says, and do not fear those who kill the body but cannot kill the soul. Rather fear him who can destroy both soul and body in hell. And someone was saying it was a later invention. I'll just give you a small recap here. And I was going back through it, and Job makes the direct comparison, or not comparison, the contrast.
Right.
He says in Job 11:8, it is as high as heaven, what canst thou do? Deeper than hell, what canst thou know? So he's making the contrast between the height of heaven and the depths of hell. And someone in the chat, David, I think, said, oh, that's the grave. And I'm like, high as the heavens and 6 feet underground are not really much of a contrast. So
Well, I don't. I'm not a perfect student of Hebrew, but I mean, if it's Sheol, right, that's the
yeah,
grave, right? I mean, what is the word that's used there in the Hebrew?
it's Sheol. It's Sheol,
So
but Sheol is
Sheol,
not just the grave. Sheol has. Hold on a second. Let me open it up again.
and again, I'm no expert, by
Oh,
the way. I'm not. That sounds like a cop out. I just don't know for sure.
so Sheol does it means Sheol, underworld, grave, hell, pit, the underworld, place of no return without praise of God, wicked sent there for punishment, righteous not abandoned to it, of the place of exile. Oh, and there's one. There you go. It can't be just the grave because the righteous are not abandoned to it, but the righteous go to the grave too.
That's
Right?
true. That's true.
We all
That's
end
true.
up in the grave,
That's true.
where our eternal spirits and our eternal destiny lies, is far greater than rotting and turning to worm food and eventually dust in the grave. Um, the Hebrew Strong's definition is Hades, or the world of the dead, including its accessories and inmates, grave, hell, and the pit. The Hebrew Chaldean lexicon, Orcus, Hades, a subterranean place full of thick darkness in which the shades of the dead are gathered together, and to which are attributed both valleys and gates, etc., etc., etc. Etc., etc. So yeah, I just think
No, no.
if you're going through and contrasting heaven and hell, it's not heaven and the grave. I don't think that's a reasonable contrast to make. You could say like the treetops in the grave.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. I mean, I feel like these type of conversations, while interesting to have, as far as like having a contrasting concept against hell being a place, kind of undermines why. And I don't mean to be. I know I just jumped in on the conversation. I apologize to everyone up front because I'm kind of cray cray that way. But uh, it would kind of undermines the whole reason why Jesus had to come, to keep you from the grave, or to keep you from kind of long term sleep. It
Hmm.
seems like whatever Jesus came to do was for something very, very significant, and I think that's where the rub is. If it's not for something like as drastic and as terrible as hell, then you have to wonder, why did God put so much energy into that? Sending His Son
Mm-hmm.
to incarnate as a human being, to be disrespected, to be
Tortured.
just the idea, not even just that. Take it even further. The Almighty God, creator of the universe, had body odor at some point. You know, like
Pete his
he's.
diaper.
I'm just, yeah. I'm like, isn't he above all that? So, and if why would he even go to that? Not to mention, then to even take it to the next level, to a more. I know that sounds trivial. I don't mean to make it true. I always say that because that's like, we always kind of miss that, like the source of all purity and goodness,
Mm-hmm.
uh, stunk, or had weird hunger urges. Like, why would he have to go through all that and then finally be murdered on a cross,
Yeah.
just to protect us
After
from.
he had his body ripped to shreds, by the way,
Yeah, right, yeah, after that,
and then
just
hung
for a little
naked.
sleep, or for a. I mean, I get it. I get why people will want to argue against that, but I'm just saying, when all is said and done, I mean, if all we're going to do is disappear into the ether, well, he could have just done that. That would have been fine. It would have saved him a lot of trouble. So I'm not sure. I always look at things like that. Like, what does this really mean in the end? Now, and then, if you want to take it back to the idea of Sheol and the grave, I mean, obviously some of these words were interchangeable, and the way that we're used are interchangeable. I think you're making a good point, Mike. It doesn't seem likely that he that when he makes the comparisons, to the how high is the heavens and the depths of Sheol, that doesn't
Yeah.
sound like something that's
Yeah.
just a matter of feet or
Okay.
meters.
Dragon is in here arguing heaven wasn't a place either. Heaven is a flowery language for sky in the King James Version that was then later interpreted to be an afterlife. That is completely inaccurate, Dragon.
Yeah, it doesn't
Completely
sound like what
inaccurate.
Jesus said at all in the New Testament. So I can only
Although,
interpret everything else to what Jesus is, because I believe
yeah.
he is the Messiah. So I'm going to go with what he said.
Yeah. Oh, Psalm 139:8. If I ascend up into heaven, thou art there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, thou art there. So, if it's not, it's a flowery place. Flowery for what now? What did he say? Sky. If I make my bed in the sky. Oh, if I ascend up into the sky. Well, okay, you can argue, I guess. I don't know a lot of people that were flying, but
Well, they were Atlanteans, maybe. With
how were people flying in what was this Psalm? So 1000 BC. Maybe they were being trebucheted up into the sky.
if I get trebucheted into the
That's not
sky,
flowery language though. That'd be probably pretty terrifying. Um, let's see. For great is thy mercy toward me, and thou hast delivered my soul from the lowest hell. Again, Psalm 86:13. That is my soul from hell. That is not this. This probably also a messianic prophecy. Sounds like.
yeah, for the 3 days.
Well, if you can deliver my soul from hell, who else is delivered from hell besides Christ?
Right.
Right. Um, but yeah, that's the soul going to hell. That's not the body going to the grave. So that right there seems like an obvious contradiction to that concept.
Yeah, and I don't mean to be
Oh,
you know,
speak freely here, young man.
no, I'm sincere. I don't mean to be if there is a better version of that, I like to see where that's at and how to properly interpret that way. But I think sometimes people hear the next new thing and they say, "Oh, see, done. We're good
Yeah.
now." I'm like, well,
Yeah,
sounds like
I understand the human desire to want to get away from the idea of hell, right? Especially if you don't believe. You would rather die and that's it. Just blank out of existence, which ultimately
right.
makes life completely meaningless. But, you would rather. Otherwise, you're just kind of making stuff up. I used to, when I was younger and I was an agnostic, I used to make things up like, well, what happens to your soul when you die? And I thought, well, your soul rises from the earth and becomes one with the great soul
energy.
blob. I actually did an illustration of it. It was like souls floating up from the earth and joining one giant glowing orb. I'm like,
That's very deep.
that's
That's very deep, Michael.
But you have to make something up, right? Because either it's just lights out, absolute and eternal destruction, and or something happens to the soul, right?
Well, yeah,
Hold on.
and then and don't forget, man. Don't forget, if I'm a believer in Jesus Christ, I got to believe what Jesus said.
That's right.
So I mean, if you don't believe in Jesus Christ, then I guess your options are a lot wider than mine are. You have a little more wiggle room, I suppose.
You have lots and lots of options, but they're all just ideas. And your ideas
Right.
don't form reality. Like my idea about joining the giant blob in the sky.
Right.
That was just, I pulled that out of my butt. So.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean.
Hold on. Ellen Walker for $4.99 said, came to your campaign late, missed volume 1 of Lone Star. Thanks for having a perk that sells both. You're welcome. Also, excited for Doom Kicker.
Woo!
Give me the numbers, man.
Oh, brother. All right, let's do that real quick. Sorry to interrupt this deep conversation. All right, but check it out. It's improving.
And this is
I'm
all
currently
only from my mailing list.
well. Okay, you want to hear those numbers? Well, overall, we're at 17,635.
Oh yeah.
That's powerful. I'm really excited about that. That's
Mm-hmm.
just over 2 days, and 2 days and a few hours, so that's good. Into my referrals, you did pop in, and because remember, this doesn't count the obviously all the numbers for the I keep wanting to call it the breakfast the breakfast item, the early bird special. I always think of eggs when I think of early bird. Anyway, 119 visits, 17 net contributions, but you're the highest one at 975.
Hmm. Yeah,
And that
that's what I'm
doesn't
saying. Those 119 visits are all only from my mailing list. No, I haven't put my referral link to you in any of my videos.
uh,
So yeah,
there you go.
that's just me sending out one email. Doug
Yeah,
really
that's
needs to
powerful.
send out an email for you.
Say again.
I said Doug really needs to send out an email blast.
Yeah, I think what he did was he sent it out from the original. He did it one time, just before it launched, and maybe he didn't really quite send the link out. So I gotta talk to him about that.
Mm. Mm, mm,
Yeah,
mm.
but still powerful. I think I'm the second highest referrer.
Oh, I'm higher than you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks a lot. You
I've
beat me.
got the power. Man, if I had that link in that 1 hour, the hour we were on before, the first hour, when we did, what
Yeah,
did you do, like $2,000 or something like that?
yeah. It must have been. I mean, it was up there. It was around
That would have been crazy.
when I did all the math. It was about close to 18.
John
So
Malin, we're
yeah,
not talking about abortion.
no, no, not right now.
Yeah.
Um, no, I'm really pumped up, man. And by the way, that cover looks great.
Oh, thank you.
That's great.
Thank you.
I'll talk to you more about that later too. So,
Right on. All right. All right.
but really good stuff.
We'll give it one quick peek. If you guys have not backed Doomkicker, it is in the description. Although I didn't once again put the right referral link,
Yeah,
so
put in.
that's fine. No, it's just got your direct link. I don't care. You know,
Oh,
you know who loves you.
we,
And Lone
I
Star,
got the
Soul
love. I
Soldier.
got the middle love.
I don't think that's moved any either. That's fine. Well, I think yours has, but mine hasn't. But that's fine because you're fresh out the gates.
John
All right.
Malin says, "Let's see the cover."
Oh.
Hey, let's go to. It's in.
Yeah, I don't have it on this computer.
It's in. I think it's still in. Isn't it? Oh no, I have to put it. I would have to put it in your Twitter. Let's see. You can get it right
Oh,
now.
you could. Hold on. You know what? I already showed our conversation. You can just tweet it to me here, and then I can open it up.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Okay.
I got to get it and tweet it to you. Dun, dun, dun,
D-
dun,
D-
dun,
D-
dun,
M-
dun,
N-
dun, dun. Okay.
Yay, Mike Elliott. I'm not internet dead anymore. Yay, says Josh Graydon. Right on, Josh. It's
What
always
does
nice.
that mean?
I
He
don't.
was dead?
I guess his internet was dead.
Oh, welcome back to the land of the living.
Aaron says, I don't understand how there not being any afterlife takes away the meaning of being alive. I just mean ultimate meaning. Ultimately, if you're just here to live, enjoy life, procreate, and then blink out of existence, I mean, I guess you can squeeze some meaning out of that, but 20, 30, 40, 60, 80 years on Earth, that's nothing. That's nothing.
Yeah. And it's difficult to. I mean, I guess it depends on what you call meaning. I mean, obviously, we can affect people in our own circles and our circle of influence. But I
But
mean,
to
you're
what
right.
end?
Say again.
But to what end? If the meaning of life is just the years that you are here, then, dude, eat, drink, be happy. Why bother building anything? I mean,
Well, that's
a
yeah.
sense of your own personal sense of satisfaction, maybe, but that's not meaning. That's personal enjoyment. Satisfaction is personal enjoyment, right? If you're being satisfied with your own life, that is. I don't know. I guess I'm seeking for deeper meaning than just personal gratification. And if there is no ultimate meaning, then personal gratification is, hey, go for it. Eat all the carbs. That's right, Custom Elvis. Eat all the carbs.
Yeah. Why am I even, yeah, why would I even worry about, why stop smoking? Why care about that?
Yeah.
Why care about the environment? Why care about anything?
Right.
And obviously the argument is there is some meaning, even if that's the case. But yeah, but it just seems like it seems
Send me the picture,
affect
Elliot.
enough
Send me the picture, Elliot.
in any amount of time left on this planet,
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to send it
if
to
there's nothing
myself
else.
because you're taking so long.
Hold on, I got it right here. I just grabbed it. I can't talk and click at the same time. Oh man, what's wrong? Oh, you know what? It's a TIFF. I gotta open it up and turn it to a JPEG.
Schnuber Stark says, if you believe that, then the time you have here means everything. Right. That is the grand totality of all meaning, is the life that you live while you're here. Right? I mean, unless you're living for your kids. See, my dad, you guys know my dad was an agnostic, and I just remember him telling me one time the meaning of his life was over because he'd already passed on his seed.
Wow.
Like, he was ardent evolutionist, so therefore the genetic or the biologic imperative was the meaning of life, right? He'd procreated, and he's raised his sons to be self-sufficient. Therefore, there was no longer any meaning in his life. I'm like, that sounds wonderful. And if indeed that is the biological imperative of life, then dude, just make as many kids as you can, everywhere you can. Isn't that how nature does it?
Then is meaning the same as purpose or function? I mean, did he fulfill his function, or did he fulfill his life have meaning?
Well, that's what I'm saying is your meaning is ultimately subjective, right? You can grant yourself meaning, right? But that's not an objective nor an ultimate. Dude, would you send me this thing? You're killing me.
I had to save it as a JPEG. I couldn't put a TIFF into the chat. Here we go. No, it's still taking forever.
When your dad did that, Mike, after your sons are self-sufficient, then it's party time. Yeah, that's when you buy the motorcycle. It's like... Actually, he did. Yeah, I mean, party time, right? Get your sons up out of the house, and then just burn through all the money you saved, having a good old rest of your life. Dragon, they're having a discussion without us. All right, there it is. Thank you, Elliot.
Yeah, sorry about that. My computer was like, oh, we're not going to work now. Now that you're on screen, no more work for me. All right, fine.
Here, let me see.
Yeah, no, I think that's important. Though. I mean, I hate to be a knucklehead over like semantics, but I don't know that it is. I think these words have meaning, and we're always looking for that meaning in things like we are just now in the word shale.
Mm-hmm.
Then meaning has to have meaning, and you have to ask what is it all for, if that's the case. I mean, and I'm not saying I'm convincing anyone, but I know that's what I think about in my life. I want my life to not just have function but meaning. Insects have function. They have purpose in the ecosystem, in the animal kingdom, but they don't have meaning for me.
All right, hold on. Aaron says, even the people who were in an atheistic regimes, totalitarian societies, they are the most motivated people. Communism becomes the meaning in their lives and very invigorated by it. They were motivated to stay alive I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
They're not motivated. Well, there were some that were motivated to, turn in their neighbors for doing the most innocuous things and sent them to uh, lifetime imprisonment in Gulag. I don't think that's being invigorated. They lived in a society where actually getting a slice of salami would have been invigorating because there was so little food, they were all starving. Not
yeah, I
really
think
sure that's the ideal for human life. You can never accuse them of not having meaning in their lives, even if they feel more self-righteous and motivated. Well, again, I'm saying ultimate meaning. I guess there's a differentiation there between ultimate meaning and sort of subjective meaning, right? John says plenty of them were motivated. That's the down end. The up end was plenty motivated. You mean the breaking a few omelets or breaking a few eggs to make an omelet? Anyway, here is Elliot's or my cover for Doom Kicker, which you can get at Doom Kicker on Indiegogo. It's in the description, ladies and gentlemen, in the description. There you can get a close up on some of the. Let me blow this all the way out.
I'll be right back, Mike.
Yeah. Some of the details here. The deets. Scared young lady. Grizzled old men. And grass. And these guys, which are kind of... Bing. Alright. Aaron, you're talking about surface meaning, self-serving. That was meaningless and left them with nothing in the end. Yeah, it left them with just essentially living in hell. That Soviet Union was hell, man, for a lot of people.
I'm back.
He's back.
John says the sheriff looks like Doug.
Doug put some pounds on. Larry says godless cultures do not have proper moral motivation. Well, yeah. When morality is subjective, I guess anything goes, right? So I don't think Stalin thought of himself as immoral, even though he was starving and murdering tens of millions of people, right? He was motivated. He was motivated to create a glorious utopian society, free of the rigid moralities of a god-based culture. Oh, not the fat guy, the sheriff? Oh. It does look like Doug.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's funny.
Good work there, Michael. Good work.
Right on. Len says, you can be moral without fearing God is going to throw you in hell for being bad. Without fearing God is going to throw you in hell for being bad. You can be moral, Len, according to the morality of your culture. Right? See, we have the benefit of, at least most of us here, having been raised in the West, which is a culture that has been morally and ethically defined by Judeo-Christian thought for the better part of 2 millennia. So to say you can be moral outside of God, well, you can be moral in a country that tells you what is right and wrong based on what God has already shaped for 2,000 years. Or you can go be moral in Africa where they rape babies because they think it's Why the hell do they rape babies in Africa, dude?
I don't know. I've never heard that, but I would hope that it was just in the certain parts of Africa. I wouldn't think the whole continent of Africa is raping
No,
babies.
they I can't remember what it is, but they think it gives you some sort of I don't even want to look it up. It's just disgusting.
Yeah, yeah.
It cures AIDS, Thor Jones. Yeah,
I have to look that up. That sounds
which
horrifying.
actually spreads AIDS, but Africa is a continent. It is a continent, and there are parts of Africa which are moral, according to Western paradigms, and there are parts of Africa where they freaking rape babies. Okay. Um. So yeah, if you're just gonna, and that's why the whole moral relativism argument comes into play. It's like, well, I can't say that they're wrong, and you're like, they're raping babies. Yeah, but I can't say they're wrong because where they're from, that's okay or whatever.
Yeah, the victimizers always get to choose what's wrong or not wrong.
Right,
The
and then
victims
and then you
always seem
have
to suffer for it.
then you have our culture where they've been spending the last 40 years convincing everyone that murdering children in the womb isn't wrong. Right? So you can be moral. I mean, you can do the right things without knowing why you're doing the right things, why your culture has followed the right laws, the right rules, the right and the wrong. But it doesn't make it absolute morality. And if you care about what is absolute morality, then you have to look outside of just basic human ideology. Larry says moral truth exists. I agree with you, but if there is no God, that statement is false. Without God, there is no such thing as moral truth. In fact, survival of the fittest, murdering your sexual rivals would fit right in with a evolutionary morality. Actually, what Hitler did fit right in with evolutionary morality. What Stalin was doing, nothing wrong with it. There is no absolute moral truth without a God. So yes, you can be moral, but it'd be sort of an accident of your circumstances. And Jay says we are over an hour. Wah, wah, wah. All right.
Oh, all right.
Time to say goodbye.
Thanks
This was a
for giving me
very
any of your time, guys. I really appreciate all of you. Thank you, Michael.
yeah. This was a very interesting conversation today. Thanks for popping in,
I
Elliot.
hope I brought some value to it.
The imposter says no, it wouldn't, Mike. But you're wrong, imposter. That's my argument. Guys, be good to one another. Spend some time in the Bible. Spend some time on your knees, and be good to everyone in the ultimate meaning of the word, not your own personal subjective meaning. God bless you guys. Go check out Doom Kicker, Lone Star. They are in the description. We will see you guys later. God bless.
Later.